So this is Brett and Owen checking in on our worldwide. I started. This is Brett and Owen checking in on our worldwide tour for Windows Azure Platform University. We just landed in Singapore after we just left the first event in Sydney. So Owen, how you feeling? Let's see, how many days is this? About 4 days into the tour.
Yeah, 4 days into 5 weeks. We're about to start city number 2, and Singapore should be a lot of fun. It's a little warmer, a little more humid, but we had a good time in Sydney. We had great participation from the local Microsoft product managers and the local Microsoft Partner Alliance managers. Quite a few of them showed up for the sessions as well. And I thought we had some good experiences with the attendees.
Yes, it was a great discussion, and people are really learning about cloud computing, and of course Windows Azure is just new to market, so they're just jumping on and learning about it.
You know, most of the services companies that were there did say they had a cloud practice and they all wanted to add Azure to it. Some of them have gone further than some of the others. Fujitsu was there. That's actually one of the launch partners for Azure in the region, and so they've gone pretty far. But the others all have had some experience with other cloud platforms, and it's going to be exciting to see how that translates into Azure. In fact, we heard during the competitive session some of them able to do some comparisons between them as well, between the different cloud platforms.
Excellent. So do you have any takeaways in terms of the Australian, anything specific to Australia, whether it's with respect to Windows Azure or just the local culture?
Well, one thing that was unique was because there's not a regional Azure data center close to Australia, and Australia is kind of at the end of the loop, it feels like, from a broadband perspective, they're going to have some unique challenges. So that came up a couple of times during the sessions. So there was a lot of interest around the Windows Azure Platform Appliance. There's still no time frame on when that's coming out, but it has been announced, and so they're interested in that. So they were concerned about data sovereignty. Data sovereignty was another item, and I did learn that kangaroo is best served rare.
Yeah, exactly. I think we ate kangaroo. I personally ate 3 times. How about you?
Crocodile, kangaroo. I couldn't get the handle of the prawns with the head still on them. I couldn't quite get that down. So I've got a little bit to learn from a seafood perspective.
Well, we just landed in Singapore, so it's going to be a lot more Asian here than in Australia. You'll have to practice on de-shelling your prawns here.
I certainly will. I look forward to it.
I guess the other thing that stuck with me is something that Neil Workman said yesterday from Fujitsu, talking about the Australian culture, that it's a mixture, kind of a unique mixture of the European and British culture and their own blend being in Australia, that he calls it the let's give it a go culture, and they're really willing to be more innovative and take action quicker than perhaps than what he was used to, having him coming from a European background.
And I think that they're willing to, I think you're absolutely right, and I think they're also willing to take what they're given and modify it a little bit. So they'll use they'll change it just a little bit from a local perspective, so it lands efficiently and lands the right way.
Well, it's going to be fun, and so here we are in Singapore, and the next training event is right tomorrow, 7 a.m. Do it again.
We will. We hope to see you there. Come join us.
Talk to you soon. Signing off from Singapore International Airport.